Don in London, hello. February the 12th, 2009, my second video, all about recovery from addiction either to substance or behaviour. My substance, alcohol, my behaviour, trying to be perfect, never so, working hard for 35 years, and then spectacularly falling off my perch into a nervous breakdown, an anxiety state, fear, trying to put on a brave face, and relying totally on ego, so brittle that I was broken. And that was a few years back, and a few years later I found myself in the problem of being addicted to alcohol and addicted to behaviour which was not helpful, selfish, self-obsessed, seeing the world only from my point of view, and that's what my last video was pretty much about. But I go to the fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's simply a fellowship of ordinary people, either 1 day sober or 30 years sober, depending on how long they've been going at it. And I've got a few years, so I'm not complacent. I really do believe that recovery is 1 day long, but we need to get to the truth of now, that spiritual connection to living. I go to AA meetings at least once a day if I can, and sometimes twice. And at the moment I'm going twice a day. And the preamble is shared at every meeting, and it goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes, and it neither imposes or endorses my videos. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. So I never speak for AA. It's just a fellowship of people, and I think, for me, if I were in AA and somebody was speaking on my behalf, I'd get really rattled by it and cross and angry and be the anarchist and the rebel that I always thought I was. Maybe not such a rebel, just trying to fit in, please people, and losing my way. In fact, I don't know whether I ever found it until I got to sober living, and that's 1 day only. And I use the books of AA to help, and it's the second month of the year, and there's a 12-step program, and this daily reflection book here, which is part of AA literature, covers one of these steps per month, or focuses on one of the steps per month, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. So it's about being restored to sanity. Came to believe that a power greater than me would restore me to sanity, and that's all about the step 2. And step 2 of the program reads in summary like this. What can we believe in? AA does not demand belief. 12 steps are only suggestions, and remember, it's only suggestions. Importance of an open mind, variety of ways to faith, and it's the faith which works for you. Substitution of AA as a higher power. Well, certainly there's so much experience, wisdom and hope, experience, strength and hope and wisdom there, that it helps me. Plight of the disillusioned. I was completely disillusioned by life. There were years when I didn't want to wake up, and I would drink myself into a stupor and oblivion, and wish I wasn't going to wake up. I did, over and over again. Madness. Loss to faith found in AA. Problems of intellectuality and self-sufficiency. Well, self-sufficiency and isolation, where we harbour all our resentments and fears about the world, will make us go down and down and down. Drink more, drug more, same thing. Self-sufficiency, yes, not good. Intellectuality. I've got a brain in my head, and I can twist things. I can have denial so good, I can argue the case for drink or not drinking. Negative and positive thinking. Self-righteousness. Yeah, self-righteousness, selfishness, self-obsession. Defiance is an outstanding characteristic of alcoholics. Defiance indeed. Going on to the bitter end, trying to solve our problems on our own. Step 2 is a rallying point to sanity, right relation to God, or good conscience, or truth. And for me, it's not what works for me, it's what works for you when it comes down to God, good conscience and truth. But my formula, which works for me, so you know, and I'm not trying to proselytise, that big word that people use, which is imposing my views on you. Please keep your own views, keep your own outlook. Find some experience, wisdom and strength and hope to keep on the right track. Mine is God is truth, God is love, God works through people. And blind faith, blind courage and blind confidence leads to blindness. and the misunderstanding about the truth of now. We need to keep our eyes, our senses, everything working for us, trying to find the truth. And sometimes we cannot do it on our own, because all we ever see is what we see in the mirror. Harsh but true. And this 12 by 12 book is very good, because I hated it when I first picked it up, because it was telling me I needed to be interdependent with everybody, that I didn't live on this planet on my own, and it wasn't all about me. And it says in this paragraph on page 27, this is only one man's opinion based on his own experience. Of course. I must quickly assure you that AAs tread innumerable paths in their quest for faith. If you don't care for one I've suggested, you'll be sure to discover one that suits if only you look and listen. Many a man like you has begun to solve the problem by the method of substitution. You can, if you wish, make AA itself your higher power. Here's a very large group of people who have solved their alcohol problem. In this respect they are certainly a power greater than you, who have not even come close to a solution. Surely you can have faith in them. Even this minimum of faith will be enough. You will find many members who have crossed the threshold this way. All of them will tell you that once across, their faith broadened and deepened. Relieved of the alcohol obsession, their lives unaccountably transformed. They came to believe in a higher power, and most of them began to talk with God. And I guess that's me too. And the thing is, it's our own understanding which is so important. It's not my understanding for you, it's your own understanding of God for yourself. And mine is a very practical God. Nuts and bolts, working through people, looking at reality, seeing life as it is in the moment, and checking it out with other people. It's about interdependence, not codependence. It's not me telling you. It's you finding your path, self-healing, this program. And it's so easy to get bamboozled and go the wrong way. And as Bill sees it, which I haven't talked about in the videos today, it says here at page 26, true independence of the spirit. The more we become willing to depend upon a higher power, the more independent we actually are. Therefore, dependence as AA practices it is really a means of gaining true independence of the spirit. At the level of everyday living, it is startling to discover how dependent we really are, and how unconscious of that dependence. Every modern house has electric wiring carrying power and light to its interior. By accepting with delight our dependence upon this marvel of science, we find ourselves personally more dependent, more comfortable and more secure. Power flows just where it is needed, silently and securely. Electricity, that strange energy so few people understand, meets our simplest daily needs. Though we readily accept this principle of healthy dependence in many of our temporal affairs, we often fiercely resist the identical principle when it asked to apply it as a means of growth in life, of the spirit. Clearly, we shall never know freedom under God until we try to seek His will for us. The choice is ours. And my choice is improved by interdependence. And my understanding of God means that if God is love and works through people, those principles for living are kept sacrosanct inside me, that I'm no bigger, no smaller than anybody else. I have no more rights or less rights than anybody else either. But mankind can undermine us, and our own stigma against ourselves can make us very low, very selfish and very resentful, where we blame the world for our problems rather than finding the solution to living one day at a time. So in this final minute or so of the time remaining on this particular broadcast, what's important to me? I used to live putting on a brave face, full of fear, and an ego so brittle it wouldn't really keep me out of my problems, which was self-centered fear, self-obsession. At the same time, courage, faith and confidence to meet the day and find the solutions, to be open to what is happening in the world, striving to be happy, trudging that happy road to destiny, knowing that things will happen to me in life, and in recovery, getting type 1 diabetes, blamelessly apparently, having the diagnosis of clinical depression, which is actually very difficult right now, as my medications are all changing. It is very, very difficult. But, with a bit of serenity, I can accept those things I cannot change, and maybe have the courage to change the things I can, and learn a little bit of wisdom to know the difference a day at a time.